Welcome to my channel Bookish English. I am Ariel, and today I am going to show you something that can completely change the way you learn English. If you have been studying for years but still feel stuck when speaking, this video is exactly for you. The truth is simple but powerful. You were not learning the wrong language. You were using the wrong method. In this video, you will discover how babies learn English naturally and how you can use the same method as an adult to speak with confidence. Stay with me until Lesson 5 because that is where most learners finally break their silence. And Lesson 9 will give you a complete system to transform your English step by step. If you are ready to change your English journey, subscribe now. And let's begin. Lesson 1: Why Babies Learn Faster. Have you ever felt this situation in your life? You understand English when you listen. You recognize many words. You even know some grammar rules. But when it is your turn to speak, something stops you. Your mind becomes slow. Your mouth does not move the way you want. You know the answer inside, but the words do not come out clearly. After that moment, you feel frustrated. You feel confused. You start asking yourself questions. Why is this happening to me? Why can I understand but not speak? Am I not good enough? Am I too late to learn? These thoughts are very common. Many learners carry them silently. But today, I want you to hear something very important. You are not the problem. The way you were taught is the real problem. Now think about a small child. That child does not study English. The child does not open books. The child does not memorize long lists of vocabulary. The child does not think about grammar rules. Still, that child learns to speak. First, the sounds are unclear. Then one word comes. Then two words. Then small broken sentences. Slowly, those sentences become clear and natural. The child speaks with confidence. The child does not feel afraid. The child does not wait to be perfect. This creates a powerful question. Why does a child learn so naturally while an adult struggles even after years of study? The answer is not intelligence. Adults are actually more intelligent in many ways. Adults can understand ideas better. Adults can solve problems faster. Adults can analyze language deeply. But this strength becomes a weakness when it is used in the wrong way. Many adults try to control the language before they experience it. They want to understand every rule before they speak. They want perfect grammar before they open their mouth. This creates pressure, and pressure blocks fluency. A child learns in a very different way. A child learns through experience. The child hears language again and again. The same words, the same sounds, the same expressions. The child connects those sounds with real life, with food, with people, with emotions, with actions. The child is not studying. The child is living the language. This is the first truth you must understand. Language is not just knowledge. Language is a skill that grows through use. Let us understand this with a simple idea. There are two ways to learn English. One is learning. The other is acquisition. Learning is when you study grammar rules. You memorize vocabulary. You try to understand everything step by step. This can help you understand English, but it does not make your speaking natural. Acquisition is different. It happens when you hear English in real situations. You understand meaning through context. You repeat what you hear. You use simple sentences. Slowly, your brain absorbs patterns. This is how children learn. And this is how your brain is naturally designed to learn any language. Think about your first language. You did not study it from a book. You did not learn grammar rules first. You listened. You copied. You repeated. You made mistakes. You improved step by step. That system is still inside your brain. It did not disappear. You just stopped using it because you were taught a different way. Now imagine learning how to ride a bicycle. You can read many books about it. You can watch videos. You can understand how balance works. But if you never sit on the bicycle, you will never learn. At some point, you must try. You may fall. You may feel uncomfortable. But slowly your body learns. Speaking English is the same kind of skill. You cannot become fluent by thinking only. You must use the language. You must practice. You must allow yourself to make mistakes. There is also an emotional side that many learners ignore. Many adults feel afraid when they speak English. They are afraid of making mistakes. They are afraid of being judged. They are afraid of sounding wrong. This fear does not come from nowhere. It often comes from past experiences. Maybe someone corrected you too strictly. Maybe someone laughed at your pronunciation. Maybe you felt embarrassed in class. Because of this, your brain tries to protect you. It tells you to stay silent. It tells you to wait until you are perfect. But this is a trap. Silence does not create fluency. Speaking creates fluency. A child does not have this fear. A child speaks freely. A child makes mistakes without shame. A child tries again and again. This freedom is one of the biggest reasons why children learn faster. If you want to improve your English, you need to rebuild this freedom. You need to allow yourself to speak without fear. You need to accept that mistakes are part of the process. Now understand this clearly. You do not need to become a child again. You are an adult, and that is your advantage. You have awareness. You can choose your method. You can build a routine. You can practice in a smart way. When you combine the natural learning style of a child with the discipline of an adult, your progress becomes stronger and faster. Many learners follow a system that does not work well. They start by memorizing vocabulary. Then they study grammar. Then they wait to feel confident. Only after that do they try to speak. This system keeps them stuck. The natural system is different. First, you listen. Then you copy. Then you repeat. Then you speak simple sentences. Then you make mistakes. Then you improve slowly. This system follows how your brain naturally learns language. Now I want you to take a small step today. Do not wait for the perfect moment. Start with simple sentences from your daily life. Say them slowly. Say them clearly. Say, I am learning English. Say, I want to speak better. Say, I am not afraid to try. Say, I will practice every day. These sentences are simple, but they are powerful. They help your brain move from thinking to speaking. Always remember this one truth. You are not starting from zero. You already understand more than you think. You already have the ability to improve. You only need the right direction. Once you change your method, your results will also change. In the next lesson, we will talk about the first powerful habit that every baby uses. It is simple, but most adults ignore it. When you start using this habit, your English will begin to feel more natural. Stay with me because this next step will build the foundation for everything that comes next. Lesson 2. Listen before you speak. Before a baby speaks one clear word, the baby listens for a long time. The baby listens in the morning. The baby listens in the room. The baby listens while eating. The baby listens while crying. The baby listens while playing. The baby does not understand everything at first, but the brain is still working quietly. Sounds enter the ears again and again. Some sounds begin to feel familiar. Some words begin to connect with faces, objects, actions, and feelings. Then slowly, the baby starts to understand. This is the first big secret of natural language learning. Input comes before output. Listening comes before speaking. Understanding comes before fluency. And if you are trying to speak English without enough listening, you are trying to build a house without a foundation. Many adult learners make one serious mistake. They want to speak fast, but they do not listen enough. They say, I want to speak English. They say, I want confidence. They say, I want fluency. This is Asian. But when you ask them how much English they listen to every day, the answer is often very small. Maybe 5 minutes. Maybe not even 5 minutes. Sometimes they only read grammar rules and memorize words. Then they become surprised when speaking feels difficult. But speaking cannot become natural if the ears have not received enough English first. Your mouth cannot easily produce what your ears have not heard many times. A baby knows this without knowing it. The baby listens first, and the speaking comes later. This is also connected to a powerful idea in language learning called input. Input means the English that enters your brain through listening and reading. Output means the English that comes out through speaking and writing. Many learners focus only on output. They want to speak better. They want to write better, but they forget that output becomes strong when input is strong. If your brain hears natural English again and again, it starts building patterns. It starts noticing how words come together. It starts understanding rhythm. It starts feeling sentence flow. You may not notice this process immediately, but your brain is learning quietly. This is why listening is not a passive activity. Listening is training. Listening is preparation. Listening is the hidden work behind fluent speaking. Think about a child hearing the word water. The child does not hear it one time and become perfect. The child hears it many times. The mother says, "Do you want water?" The father says, "Drink water." Someone says, "Where is your water?" The child sees the glass. The child feels thirst. The child hears the same word in different situations. Slowly, The sound water becomes connected with meaning. The child does not translate. The child does not memorize. The child simply connects sound with real life. This is how you should listen to English too. Do not listen only to collect words. Listen to connect meaning. Listen to feel the language. Listen to understand the situation. Now let us talk about the brain. Your brain loves repetition. When you hear the same sentence many times, the brain builds a stronger path. At first, the sentence feels new, then it feels familiar. Then it becomes easy. Then one day, you can use it without thinking too much. This is how neural connections become stronger. A baby hears thousands of repeated sentences from family and environment. That repeated exposure creates language patterns. Adult learners need the same thing, but in a smarter and more organized way. You do not need to listen all day like a baby, but you must listen daily. Even 10 focused minutes can become powerful when you repeat them every day. Another mistake many learners make is that they choose English that is too difficult. They open a fast movie. They listen to native speakers speaking quickly. They understand almost nothing. Then they feel disappointed. They think, my English is very weak. But the problem is not always your English. Sometimes the material is too hard. A baby does not begin with difficult speeches. A baby hears simple daily language first. Come here. Eat this. Look at me. Give me the ball. Don't touch that. These sentences are short, useful, and connected to real life. So as a learner, you should choose English that is close to your level. It should be a little challenging, but still understandable. If you understand around 70 or 80%, that is very good. Your brain can guess the rest from context. This kind of input helps you grow without destroying your confidence. So what should you listen to? Listen to simple English stories. Listen to slow conversations. Listen to daily routine English. Listen to beginner-friendly podcasts. Listen to children's stories if they feel helpful. Listen to clear YouTube lessons. Listen to the same short video many times instead of jumping to a new video every minute. This is important. Many learners keep changing content. Today one video, tomorrow another video, then another topic, then another accent. Their brain never gets enough repetition. A child does not learn like that. A child hears the same words again and again. You should use the same power. Choose one short audio or one short video. Listen to it many times. First, listen for meaning. Then listen for words. Then, listen for pronunciation. Then, listen again and try to speak with it. You can also use listening in your daily life. When you wake up, play simple English for 10 minutes. Do not check your phone first. Do not open social media first. Let English be the first sound your brain receives. While walking, listen to English. While cleaning your room, listen to English. While sitting quietly, listen with full attention. You do not need to understand every word. Babies also do not understand every word at the beginning, but they keep listening. Slowly, the brain starts finding patterns. Slowly, familiar sentences become easy. Slowly, English stops feeling like a foreign sound and starts feeling like something normal. There is one more important point. Listening should not feel like punishment. If you hate the audio, your brain will resist it. Choose something that feels interesting, calm, useful, or emotional. If you like stories, listen to stories. If you like motivation, listen to motivational English. If you like daily life, listen to daily conversations. If you like learning through examples, listen to lessons with real sentences. Your interest helps your memory. Emotion makes language stronger. Babies learn with emotion because language is connected with love, hunger, comfort, play, fear, and joy. Adults should also connect English with feelings, not only with rules. Now here is your practical routine for this lesson. Choose one English audio or video that is 3 to 5 minutes long. Make sure it is simple enough for you to understand most of it. Listen to it once without stopping. Then listen again and notice repeated words. Then listen a third time and repeat some sentences out loud. Do this for 7 days with the same audio. Do not run away from repetition. Repetition is not boring when it is building your fluency. After 7 days, you will notice that the same English feels easier. Your ears will become sharper. Your mouth will also feel more ready to speak. Remember this deeply. If you want to speak English naturally, you must first give your brain enough English to work with. Speaking is not magic. Speaking is the result of listening, repetition, understanding, and practice. A baby listens before speaking because that is how the brain prepares language. You should do the same, but with adult intelligence and daily discipline. In the next lesson, we will move from listening to copying. Babies do not only hear sounds, they copy them. They copy tone. They copy rhythm. They copy emotion. This is where your mouth starts becoming active. So stay with me, because the next lesson will show you how to train your tongue, your voice, and your confidence like a natural speaker. Lesson 3. Copy sounds like a baby. After listening comes the next powerful step, and this step changes everything, because now your mouth becomes active, your voice becomes alive, and your English starts moving from your brain into real sound. Babies do not only listen, they copy. They repeat sounds again and again. They copy the tone of their parents. They copy the rhythm of sentences. They copy the feeling behind the words. This is why their pronunciation becomes natural over time. They are not learning words like information. They are training their voice like a muscle. This is the core idea of this lesson. If you want to speak English naturally, you must copy English sounds again and again until your mouth learns how to move without fear and without hesitation. Remember confidence. Many adult learners make a very common mistake here. They think speaking English means knowing the correct words and grammar. So they focus on reading. They focus on writing. They focus on thinking. But they do not train their mouth enough. Because of this, even if they understand English, their speaking feels slow, heavy, and uncomfortable. Their brain is ready, but their mouth is not trained. Speaking is not only a mental skill, it is also a physical skill. Your tongue, your lips, your voice, your breathing, all of these must learn how to work together. Babies understand this naturally. They repeat sounds again and again without feeling embarrassed. They try strange sounds. They exaggerate. They play with language. And slowly, their voice becomes flexible and natural. There is a simple and powerful method that works exactly like this natural process. It is called shadowing. Shadowing means you listen to a sentence and then repeat it immediately. You try to copy not only the words, but also the way it is said. You copy the speed. You copy the rhythm. You copy the emotion. This is very important. Many learners repeat sentences in a flat voice. They say the words, but they do not copy the feeling. That is why their English sounds unnatural. Language is not only words, language is music. It has rhythm, it has stress, it has energy. When you copy all of this, your English becomes alive. Let me show you something interesting. When a child repeats a sentence, the child often exaggerates the sound. Sometimes it sounds funny, sometimes it sounds dramatic. But this exaggeration is actually very powerful. It helps the brain notice small details in pronunciation. It helps the mouth move more clearly. For example, if a parent says, "It's a really nice day," the child might repeat it like, "It's a really nice day." This looks funny, but it is very effective. The child is practicing stress and tone. Adult learners often feel shy doing this. They try to sound normal too early. But if you want to improve faster, you must allow yourself to exaggerate a little. You must play with the sound. Now think about your own learning. How often do you repeat sentences out loud? Many learners listen quietly. They understand. Then they move to the next video. This is a mistake. Listening alone is not enough. You must activate your voice. You must train your speaking muscles. If you do not repeat, your progress becomes slow. But when you start repeating daily, something changes. Your mouth becomes more flexible. Your confidence grows. Your hesitation becomes smaller. Let us talk about a simple example. Imagine you hear this sentence. Where are you going? Do not just read it. Listen to it. Then repeat it like this. Where are you going? Now try it again with natural rhythm. Where are you going? Then try it again with feeling. Where are you going? You see the difference. The same sentence can feel different when you change the tone and rhythm. This is what you must practice. Not only words, but how the words feel when you say them. Another example can help you understand this better. Imagine you hear someone say, "I don't know." If you repeat it without feeling, it sounds flat. But if you copy the real tone, it becomes natural. Try saying it slowly first. I don't know. Then say it again with natural speed. I don't know. Then try it with emotion. I don't know. This kind of practice makes your English more real. It connects your voice with the language. Now let us talk about the science behind this. When you repeat sounds, your brain and your muscles start working together. The brain sends signals to your mouth. Your mouth responds. When you repeat many times, these signals become stronger. This is called muscle memory. It means your body remembers how to produce certain sounds. This is why native speakers speak without thinking too much. Their muscles are trained. You can build the same ability with practice. Many learners feel uncomfortable when they start shadowing. They feel strange. They feel shy. They feel like they are doing something silly. But this feeling is actually a good sign. It means you are doing something new. It means you are stepping out of your comfort zone. Babies also make strange sounds at the beginning, but they continue. That is why they improve. If you stop because you feel uncomfortable, your progress stops. If you continue, your confidence grows. Now let me give you a simple and practical routine. Choose a short English audio. It can be 1 or 2 sentences. Listen carefully, then repeat immediately. Do not wait too long. Copy the sound as closely as possible. Do this 5 times for the same sentence. Then move to the next sentence. Do this practice for 10 minutes every day. You can also record your voice. Listen to your recording. Compare it with the original. Notice the difference. Then try again. This small habit can create a big change in your speaking. You can also make this practice fun. Choose a scene from a movie or a short video. Copy the actor. Copy the way they speak. Copy their emotion. Imagine you are acting. This removes fear. This makes practice enjoyable. When you enjoy the process, you continue longer. When you continue longer, you improve faster. Remember this clearly. Speaking English is not only about knowing what to say, it is about knowing how to say it. And the only way to learn how is through copying and repeating again and again. Do not worry about sounding perfect. Do not worry about making mistakes. Focus on practice. Focus on movement. Focus on progress. Now you have learned how to listen and how to copy. Your ears are becoming stronger. Your mouth is becoming active. But there is still one big barrier that stops many learners. It is not grammar. It is not vocabulary. It is fear. In the next lesson, we will break that fear completely. You will learn how to make mistakes without shame, and how to turn mistakes into your biggest strength. Stay with me, because this next step will unlock your confidence in a powerful way. Lesson 4. Make mistakes without fear. There is one invisible wall that stops more English learners than grammar, vocabulary, or pronunciation. And that wall is fear. You may not see it clearly, but you feel it every time you try to speak and suddenly decide to stay silent. You feel it when you know the sentence in your mind, yet you choose not to say it because it may not sound perfect. You feel it when you worry about how others will judge you. This fear is quiet, but it is powerful, and it slowly builds a habit of silence. Many learners do not fail because they do not know English. They fail because they do not use the English they already know. And the reason they do not use it is simple. They are afraid of making mistakes. Now look at a baby. A baby makes mistakes every single day. Not 10 mistakes, not 50 mistakes, hundreds of mistakes, thousands of mistakes. The baby says wrong sounds. The baby says wrong words. The baby creates sentences that do not follow any rule. But something very important happens. The baby continues. The baby does not stop. The baby does not feel embarrassed. The baby does not think, "What will people think about me?" The baby only focuses on one thing: communication. This is the reason why babies improve so quickly. They are not perfect, but they are active. They are not correct, but they are consistent. And consistency beats perfection every time. Now compare this with an adult learner. An adult often thinks, "I will speak when my grammar is correct." Another adult thinks, I will speak when my pronunciation becomes better. Another learner waits for confidence. Another waits for the right moment. But this moment never comes, because confidence does not come before speaking. Confidence comes from speaking. This is the mistake that keeps many learners stuck for years. They are preparing, but they are not performing. They are learning, but they are not using. And because they are not using, their brain never gets the real training it needs. There is something very important happening inside your brain when you feel fear. When you are afraid of making mistakes, your brain goes into protection mode. It tries to keep you safe. It tries to stop you from feeling embarrassed. So instead of helping you speak, it blocks your words. It tells you to stay quiet. It tells you to wait. It tells you to avoid the risk. This is not because your brain is weak. This is because your brain is trying to protect your identity. As an adult, you have built an image of yourself. You may see yourself as smart, educated, capable, or confident. When you speak in a new language, that image feels threatened. You sound like a beginner. You make mistakes. You feel slow. And your brain does not like that feeling. So it stops you. But here is the truth that changes everything. Making mistakes is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of progress. Every mistake shows that you are trying. Every mistake shows that you are using the language. Every mistake is a step forward. If you do not make mistakes, it means you are not practicing enough. A child understands this without thinking about it. A child does not protect an image. A child explores. A child experiments. A child learns through action. This is the mindset you need to rebuild. Let me give you a simple, real-life example. Imagine two learners. The first learner studies grammar every day. This learner reads rules, writes notes, and practices exercises. But when it is time to speak, this learner says nothing because the sentence is not perfect. The second learner knows less grammar. This learner speaks simple sentences. The sentences are not always correct. Sometimes they are broken. Sometimes they sound funny. But the learner continues speaking. Now, after 1 month, who do you think will improve more? The second learner will improve faster. Why? Because speaking creates fluency. Silence creates fear. You must understand one more important idea. Fluency is not built by perfect sentences. Fluency is built by continuous sentences. Even if those sentences are simple, even if they are not perfect. When you speak regularly, your brain learns how to connect ideas quickly. Your mouth learns how to move smoothly. Your confidence grows slowly. But when you stay silent, your brain does not get this training. So the next time you try to speak, the same fear returns. This cycle continues again and again until you decide to break it. Now let us talk about how to break this fear in a practical way. You do not need a big step. You need small, daily actions. Start by allowing yourself to make mistakes on purpose. Yes, on purpose. This may feel strange, but it is powerful. Say simple sentences even if they are not perfect. Speak out loud when you are alone. Talk to yourself in English. Describe what you are doing. Say, I am cooking. Say, I am walking. Say, I am learning. Do not stop to correct every word. Keep going. Let the language flow. This builds confidence slowly. You can also create a simple challenge for yourself. Every day, speak 5 sentences in English without worrying about mistakes. Do not think too much. Do not stop in the middle. Just speak. At first, it may feel uncomfortable, but after a few days, you will notice a change. Your fear becomes smaller. Your voice becomes stronger. Your mind becomes faster. This is how confidence grows, not from thinking, but from doing. Another powerful technique is to change your mindset about mistakes. Instead of saying, I made a mistake, say, I learned something. Instead of saying, my English is bad, say, my English is improving. These small changes in thinking create a big change in feeling. When your feeling changes, your behavior also changes. And when your behavior changes, your results improve. Always remember this. Perfect English that is never spoken has no value. Broken English that is used every day has real power. Your goal is not perfection. Your goal is communication. When you focus on communication, fluency becomes easier. When you focus on perfection, fluency becomes difficult. Now you are starting to build something strong. You have learned to listen. You have learned to copy. You are now learning to speak without fear. Your foundation is becoming stronger. But there is one more important step. You need to learn what to speak and how to make it simple. It's someone's lanes you share about the perfect. In the next lesson, we will focus on using simple sentences daily. This will help you speak more naturally without feeling overwhelmed. Stay with me, because this next step will make your speaking clearer and more confident every day. Lesson 5. Use simple sentences daily. A baby does not begin language with big sentences. A baby does not say long ideas. A baby does not try to explain life, dreams, problems, plans, and emotions in perfect grammar. A baby begins with small language, 1 word, 2 words, then 1 small sentence. The baby says, I want water. The baby says, I am hungry. The baby says, Mommy come. The baby says, give me toy. These sentences are not always perfect, but they are useful. They carry meaning. They solve a real need. They help the child communicate. This is the secret that many adult learners forget. Fluency does not begin with difficult English. Fluency begins with simple English used every day. Many adults try to jump too high too quickly. They want to speak like native speakers before they can speak about their own daily life. They want advanced vocabulary before they can say simple sentences smoothly. They want perfect grammar before they can say, I need help, I'm tired, or I want to practice. This creates pressure. When the sentence becomes too difficult, the mind becomes slow. When the mind becomes slow, the learner becomes afraid. Then the learner stops speaking. This is why simple sentences are not weak. Simple sentences are powerful. They give your brain a safe place to start. They give your mouth a clear path to follow. Think about your daily life. Most of your real communication does not need very difficult English. You need to say what you feel. You need to say what you want. You need to ask simple questions. You need to describe what is happening. You need to answer people clearly. This is why baby-style learning works so well. A child learns language around real needs: food, water, sleep, play, people, feelings, actions. You can do the same as an adult. You can build your English from your real life, not from random lists that you forget after one day. Now let us make this very practical. When you wake up, say, "I am awake." When you get out of bed, say, "I am getting up." When you drink water, say, "I am drinking water." When you open your phone, say, "I am checking my phone." When you walk outside, say, "I am going outside." These sentences look very simple, but they train your brain to connect English with action. This is exactly how children learn. They do not learn words in isolation. They learn words with movement, feeling, and real situations. Some learners may think, but these sentences are too easy. This thought is dangerous. Easy sentences become automatic sentences. Automatic sentences create speaking confidence. When simple English becomes fast and natural, your brain gets more space for bigger ideas. But if simple English is still slow, advanced English will feel impossible. So do not disrespect simple English. Simple English is the bridge to fluent English. Let us take one small sentence and grow it naturally. Start with, "I am tired." This is simple. Now add a reason. "I am tired because I worked today." Now add more feeling. "I am tired because I worked all day, but I am still happy." Now make it more natural. "I am tired today because I worked a lot, but I still want to practice English for a few minutes." You see what happened? One small sentence became a bigger sentence. This is how you should grow your English. Start small. Add meaning, add reason, add emotion, add real life. This method is much better than forcing yourself to create big sentences from the beginning. If you try to say everything perfectly at once, your brain gets tired. But if you start with a simple sentence and slowly build it, your speaking becomes natural. Babies do this too. They do not begin with full stories. They begin with small pieces. Then they combine those pieces. Over time, their language becomes richer. Now I want you to understand another important point. Simple sentences help you stop translating. When you say, "I am walking while you are walking," your brain connects English directly to the action. When you say, "I am hungry while you feel hunger," your brain connects English directly to the feeling. This is very powerful. You are not only practicing words, you are training your brain to think in English through life. This is why daily simple sentences are one of the fastest ways to make English natural. You can create your own sentence bank. This means a small collection of useful sentences from your daily life. For example, "I need water," "I want to learn," "I am going to work," "I am cooking food," "I feel nervous," "I feel confident." "Can you help me?" What does this mean? "I don't understand. Please say it again." These sentences are not just practice. They are survival English. They help you communicate in real situations. When you repeat them every day, they become part of your voice. There is also a confidence benefit. When you can say small sentences easily, you start feeling like a speaker. This feeling matters. Many learners do not speak because they do not feel like speakers. They feel like students forever. But the moment you start using English in your daily life, your identity begins to change. You stop saying, I am learning English only. You start feeling, I am using English. That shift is powerful. It changes your behavior. Now here is your practical task for today. Choose 5 actions from your daily routine. Say one simple English sentence for each action. For example, when you eat, say, I am eating. When you walk, say, I am walking. When you study, say, I am studying English. When you feel tired, say, I feel tired. When you finish your practice, say, I did my English practice today. Repeat these sentences every day for 1 week. Speak them out loud. Do not only think them, your mouth needs practice too. Then make the task a little stronger. After 1 week, add 1 more sentence after each simple sentence. For example, I am eating, the food is good. Or, I am walking, the weather is nice. Or, I feel tired, but I will still practice. This small expansion will help you move from basic speaking to natural speaking without pressure. I remember this deeply. You do not need big English to begin speaking. You need useful English. You need living English. You need English that belongs to your life. A baby becomes fluent by using small words again and again until they become strong. You can do the same with simple sentences. And when simple sentences become natural, bigger sentences will not feel so scary anymore. Now you know what to speak. You know how to begin. You know why simple English is powerful. But babies do not learn from sentences alone. They learn from the world around them. They learn from rooms, objects, people, actions, colors, sounds, and emotions. In the next lesson, we will learn how to turn your real life into your English classroom. Stay with me, because this next lesson will show you how to learn English from everything around you. Lesson 6. Learn from real life. A baby does not sit at a table with a vocabulary list. A baby does not try to memorize 50 new words every day. A baby does not look at a book and repeat words without meaning. A baby learns from the world. The room becomes the classroom. The kitchen becomes the lesson. The people around the baby become the teachers. When a baby hears the word chair, the baby sees the chair, touches the chair, sits on the chair, and hears the word again. In that moment, the brain connects the sound with the object and the experience. This is the core idea of this lesson. Real learning happens in real life, not in isolation, not in random memorization, but in living, breathing, everyday situations. Many adult learners follow a very different path. They open a notebook. They write 10 new words. They repeat them again and again. They memorize them for a short time. Then after a few days, most of those words disappear. This creates frustration. They feel like they are learning, but they are not keeping the language. This is not because they are weak. This is because the method is weak. Words without context are difficult to remember. Words without emotion are easy to forget. Words without real use do not become part of your speaking. This is why learning from real life is so powerful. It connects language with meaning in a natural way. Let us understand the science behind this in a simple way. Your brain remembers things better when they are connected to experience. When you see something, touch something, feel something, and hear the word at the same time, the memory becomes stronger. This is called context-based learning. It means the brain stores information with a situation, not just as a separate piece of data. A baby uses this system naturally. That is why babies can learn language faster in the long term. They are not collecting words, they are building connections. Now think about your own life. You are surrounded by opportunities to learn English every day. You have a room, you have objects, you have actions, you have routines, you have emotions. All of these can become part of your English learning. You do not need a special classroom. You do not need expensive tools. You need awareness. You need to start seeing your daily life as your English practice space. Let us make this practical. Look around your room. You see a table. You see a chair. You see a phone. You see a door. You see a window. Now say these things in English. This is my table. This is my chair. This is my phone. I am opening the door. I am closing the window. These sentences are simple, but they are real. When you say them while looking at the objects, your brain connects the word with the thing. This is much stronger than reading the word from a list. Now take it one step further. Add action. When you drink water, say, I am drinking water. When you cook, say, I am cooking food. When you walk, say, I am walking. When you sit, say, I am sitting. When you write, say, I am writing. These actions create movement. Movement creates memory. The more you connect English with your actions, the more natural it becomes. This is exactly how babies learn. They do not learn words first and then find meaning. They experience meaning and then attach words to it. Let us talk about another common mistake. Many learners learn words that they never use. They memorize difficult vocabulary that sounds impressive, but it does not belong to their daily life. For example, a learner may know the word environment, but cannot say, I am cleaning my room. This creates a gap between knowledge and use. Your goal is not to collect difficult words. Your goal is to use useful words. Start with the language that you need every day. Build your foundation with real-life English. Then you can add more complex language later. Another powerful method is labeling your environment. You can take small pieces of paper and write simple English words on them. Then place them on objects around you. For example, put door on your door. Put mirror on your mirror. Put bed on your bed. Every time you see these objects, your brain reads the word and connects it again. This repeated exposure strengthens your memory. It is simple, but it works very well when done consistently. You can also describe your day in English, not in a complicated way, in a simple and natural way. In the morning, say, I am waking up. After that, say, I am brushing my teeth. Then say, I am eating breakfast. When you go outside, say, I am going to work. At night, say, I am going to sleep. This creates a continuous flow of English in your life. You are not just learning English, you are living English. There is also an emotional advantage in this method. When you connect English with your real life, the language becomes personal. It becomes meaningful. It becomes part of your identity. You are not just a student learning English. You are a person using English to describe your life. This change is very important. It increases your motivation. It makes learning feel natural instead of forced. Now here is your practical task. Choose one area of your life today. It can be your room. It can be your kitchen. It can be your daily routine. For 10 minutes, describe everything you see and everything you do in simple English. Do not worry about mistakes. Do not try to be perfect. Focus on connection. Focus on meaning. Repeat this practice every day. After a few days, you will notice that the same sentences come more easily. After a few weeks, you will feel more confident. This is how natural fluency begins. Always remember this. A baby learns language to live, not to pass a test. If you learn English only for exams, it will feel heavy. If you learn English to describe your life, it will feel light. The more you connect English with your real world, the faster your brain will accept it. Now you are building something powerful. You are listening. You are copying. You are speaking simple sentences. You are connecting English with real life. But there is still one important problem that many learners face. They translate everything in their mind. This slows down speaking and creates confusion. In the next lesson, we will remove this habit and help you start thinking directly in English. Stay with me, because this step will make your English faster and more natural. Lesson 7. Think in English. Naturally. There is one hidden habit that slows down your English more than anything else, and most learners do it every day without even realizing it. You hear an English sentence. Then your brain quickly changes it into your native language. After that, you understand the meaning. When you want to reply, the process happens again. You think in your language first. Then you try to translate your sentence into English. Then you try to speak it. This process may feel normal, but it creates delay. It creates hesitation. It creates fear. Your brain becomes busy with translation instead of communication. This is the core idea of this lesson. If you want to speak English naturally, you must learn to think in English without translation. Let us understand this clearly. Translation is slow. It is like walking with heavy weight on your back. Every time you want to speak, you must carry two languages at the same time. First, your idea comes in your own language. Then, you search for English words. Then you try to build a sentence. By the time you are ready, the moment has already passed. This is why many learners say, "I understand English, but I cannot reply quickly." The problem is not your knowledge. The problem is the extra step of translation. Now look at how babies learn. A baby does not hear the word dog and then translate it into another language. The baby sees the dog. The baby hears the word dog. The brain connects the sound directly to the image. This is called direct connection. There is no translation. There is no extra step. There is only meaning. This is why children can respond faster. Their brain is not busy translating. It is simply understanding and reacting. Let me give you a simple example. When you hear the word apple, what happens in your mind? Do you see the fruit, or do you first translate it into your language? If you see the fruit, you are already thinking in English. If you translate first, your thinking is still dependent on your native language. Your goal is to build direct connection. English word to meaning. English word to image. English word to feeling. Think about another example. Imagine the word run. Do not translate it. Close your eyes for a moment. See someone running. Feel the movement. Feel the speed. This is how your brain should work. When you hear run, your brain should show you the action, not the translation. This is what we mean by thinking in English. Many learners believe that thinking in English is very difficult. They think it is something advanced. But the truth is simple. Thinking in English starts with small steps. You do not need to think about complex ideas at the beginning. You start with simple things. You start with what you see. You start with what you feel. You start with what you do. For example, when you are walking, think, I am walking. When you feel hungry, think, I am hungry. When you see your phone, think, this is my phone. These are small thoughts, but they are powerful. They train your brain to connect English directly with your life. The more you do this, the faster your thinking becomes. There is another important reason why translation creates fear. When you translate, you try to be perfect. You want the correct word. You want the correct grammar. You want the correct sentence. This creates pressure. Your brain becomes slow because it is searching for perfection. But when you think directly in English, you focus on meaning, not perfection. You use what you know. You say simple sentences. This makes your speaking faster and more natural. Let us take a real-life situation. Someone asks you, "What are you doing?" If you translate, your brain may take time. You think in your language, then you build the English sentence. You may feel unsure, but if you think in English, the answer comes quickly. I am working. I am eating. I am studying. These are simple responses, but they are effective. They keep the conversation moving. Now let us talk about how to practice this skill. The first step is to stop translating on purpose. When you hear a word, do not allow your brain to translate it immediately. Try to connect it with an image or a feeling. At the beginning, this may feel difficult. Your brain is used to translating, but with practice it becomes easier. The second step is to use visual thinking. When you learn a new word, imagine it. For example, if you learn the word tree, do not translate it. Imagine a tree. See the leaves. See the branches. See the color. This creates a stronger memory. It also builds direct connection. The third step is to create small thinking sessions. Every day, take 2 or 3 minutes and think in English. Do not speak, just think. Look around your room and describe things in your mind. This is my chair. The room is quiet. The window is open. These thoughts train your brain to stay in English. The fourth step is to accept simple thinking. Do not try to think in complex sentences at the beginning. Keep your thoughts short and clear. Over time, your thinking will become deeper and more detailed. Here is your practical task for today. Set a timer for 2 minutes. During these 2 minutes, think only in English. Look around you. Describe objects. Describe actions. Describe feelings. If you forget a word, do not stop. Use another word. Keep thinking. Do this every day. After 1 week, increase the time to 3 minutes. Then 5 minutes. Slowly, your brain will adapt. Remember this truth. Thinking in English is not about speed at the beginning. It is about consistency. The more you practice, the faster your thinking becomes. And when your thinking becomes faster, your speaking becomes easier. Now you have reached an important stage. You are listening. You are copying. You are speaking simple sentences. You are connecting English with your life. You are learning to think in English. Your system is becoming natural. But there is one more powerful habit that can take your fluency to the next level. It is repetition. In the next lesson, you will learn how repetition builds automatic speaking and how you can use it without feeling bored. Stay with me, because this next step will make your English stronger every single day. Lesson 8. Repeat. Until it feels natural. A baby can hear the same word again and again without getting tired. A baby can watch the same cartoon many times. A baby can ask the same question many times. A baby can repeat the same sound many times. Adults often look at this and think it is just childish behavior. But behind this simple behavior, there is a powerful learning secret. Repetition is one of the strongest ways to build language. A baby does not become fluent because the baby hears something one time. A baby becomes fluent because the same words, sounds, patterns, and sentences enter the brain again and again until they become natural. This is the core idea of this lesson. If you want English to come out of your mouth without stress, you must repeat it until your brain and mouth feel comfortable with it. Many adults make a big mistake with repetition. They get bored too quickly. They listen to one video one time and then move to another video. They learn one sentence once and then forget it. They open new lessons every day, but they do not repeat the old ones enough. This makes them feel busy, but it does not always make them fluent. Fluency does not come from touching 1,000 things one time. Fluency comes from touching important things many times until they become part of you. A baby understands this naturally. The baby does not care if the story is repeated. The baby loves repetition because repetition makes the world familiar. And when language becomes familiar, speaking becomes easier. Let us understand the science in a simple way. Your brain creates stronger connections when you repeat something. The first time you hear a sentence, it may feel new and difficult. The second time, it feels a little more familiar. The third time, your brain begins to recognize the pattern. After many repetitions, the sentence becomes easier to understand and easier to say. This is how automatic language is built. You stop thinking word by word. You start speaking in ready-made patterns. This is why native speakers do not build every sentence from zero. They have heard and used common patterns thousands of times. You can build the same power with repeated practice. Think about the sentence. I don't know. A beginner may learn it from a book, but a natural speaker has heard it in many real situations. Someone says it with confusion. Someone says it with honesty. Someone says it quickly. Someone says it softly. Over time, the sentence becomes automatic. The speaker does not think about grammar. The sentence comes out naturally. This is what you want. You do not want every sentence to feel like a grammar test. You want useful sentences to become automatic. Now let us be honest. Repetition can feel boring if you do it in the wrong way. If you repeat words without meaning, your brain gets tired. If you repeat sentences without emotion, your practice feels dead. But if you repeat with feeling, purpose, and variation, repetition becomes powerful. For example, do not only repeat, I am learning English. Say it with confidence. Say it slowly. Say it naturally. Say it like you believe it. Then change it a little. I am learning English every day. I am learning English because I want confidence. I am learning English and I will not stop. This kind of repetition is alive. It trains your memory, your voice, and your confidence at the same time. Babies repeat in different ways too. They hear a word, they try to say it, they say it wrong, they hear it again, they try again, they use it in another moment. Slowly the word becomes stronger. Adults can do the same, but with more intelligence. You can choose the sentences that matter to your life. You can repeat the phrases you actually need. You can repeat questions, answers, daily expressions, and emotional sentences. You can repeat content that is useful for your real conversations. This is how you use the baby method smartly. A powerful method is called deep repetition. This means you take one short piece of English and stay with it long enough to truly absorb it. For example, choose a 1-minute English clip. First, listen for meaning. Then listen again and notice pronunciation. Then, listen again and repeat sentence by sentence. Then speak with the speaker. Then close your eyes and say some sentences from memory. This is not passive watching. This is active learning. This is how you turn one small video into a fluency workout. Another powerful method is spaced repetition. This means you repeat something today, then tomorrow, then after a few days, then after a week. Your brain remembers better when it meets the same sentence again after some time. This is why one-day practice is not enough. You need return. You need review. You need to meet the same English again and again. Each meeting makes the sentence stronger in your memory. Now here is your practical task. Choose 5 useful sentences that you really need in your life. For example, I want to improve my English. Can you say that again? I don't understand this word. I am trying my best. I feel more confident today. Repeat each sentence 5 times. Then use each sentence in a slightly different way. Speak them in the morning. Speak them again at night. Do this for 7 days. By the end of the week, these sentences will feel easier. Your mouth will move faster. Your confidence will become stronger. You can also repeat one short video for 1 week. This is very powerful. Watch it once for understanding. Watch it again for pronunciation. Watch it again for shadowing. Watch it again for useful phrases. Watch it again and speak with it. Many learners avoid this because they want something new every day. But new content gives excitement. Repeated content gives fluency. You need both, but if you want to speak better, repetition must become your friend. Always remember this truth. Repetition is not a punishment. Repetition is the bridge between knowing and speaking. You may know a sentence today, but if you do not repeat it, it may not come out when you need it. When you repeat enough, the sentence becomes available. It becomes ready. It becomes yours. Now you have learned the natural system. You listen. You copy. You speak simple sentences. You make mistakes. You learn from real life. You think in English. You repeat until English feels natural. But there is one final lesson that brings everything together. In the next lesson, you will learn how adults can use the baby method intelligently. This is where we build your complete daily system. Stay with me, because the final lesson will turn all these ideas into a real English routine you can follow every day. Lesson 9. Use baby method smartly. Now you have reached the most important lesson of this journey, and this is the point where everything comes together in a clear and powerful way. You're not here to copy a baby completely. You are here to learn like a baby, but act like an adult. This is your biggest advantage. A baby has time, curiosity, and natural exposure, but no structure. You have awareness, discipline, choice, and control. When you combine the natural system of a child with the intelligent system of an adult, your learning becomes faster, stronger, and more consistent. This is the core idea of this lesson. You are not starting from zero. You are starting correctly. Let us quickly bring everything together so your mind becomes clear. You learned that babies listen before they speak. That is why you started focusing on listening. You learned that babies copy sounds. That is why you practiced shadowing and mimicry. You understood that babies make mistakes without fear. That is why you started speaking freely. You saw how babies use simple sentences. That is why you stopped chasing complexity. You learned that babies connect language with real life. That is why your daily actions became your classroom. You discovered that babies do not translate. That is why you began thinking directly in English. You understood that babies repeat again and again. That is why repetition became your strength instead of your weakness. Now all of these ideas must become one simple system that you can follow every day without confusion. This is where adult discipline becomes powerful. A baby learns naturally but slowly. An adult can learn naturally, but also strategically. You can control your time. You can build a routine. You can measure your progress. You can stay consistent, even when you do not feel motivated. This is what turns learning into real transformation. Without a system, motivation comes and goes. With a system, progress becomes stable. Now I will give you a simple and powerful daily routine that brings everything together. This routine is short, realistic, and effective. It does not require hours of study. It requires consistency. If you follow this system every day, even for a small amount of time, your English will begin to change in a real way. Start with 10 minutes of listening. Choose simple English that you can understand most of. It can be a short story, a slow conversation, or a beginner-friendly video. Do not change the content every day. Stay with the same content for a few days. Listen for meaning first. Then listen again and notice words and sounds. Let your brain absorb patterns without pressure. After listening, move to 5 minutes of speaking. Do not try to speak perfectly. Use simple sentences. Speak about your life. Speak about what you just listened to. Repeat sentences from the audio. Try shadowing. Let your voice become active. This is where your mouth gets trained. Then take 5 minutes to think in English. Do not speak, just think. Look around you and describe things in your mind. Connect English directly with your environment. This step removes translation and builds speed in your thinking. This simple 20-minute routine can change your English if you follow it daily. It is not about doing more. It is about doing the right things consistently. You can also add more time if you have it, but even this small system is enough to create real progress. Now let us talk about progress, because this is where many learners feel confused. They practice, but they do not know how long it will take. They want fast results, but language growth is a gradual process. However, when you follow the right method, progress becomes visible. If you are at A1 level, where you know basic words but struggle to speak, you can move to A2 level in about 4 to 8 weeks with daily practice. At A2, you will be able to speak simple sentences more comfortably. You will not be perfect, but you will be active, You will understand more. You will respond more. If you are at A2 level and you continue this system, you can reach B1 level in about 2 to 3 months. At B1, you can handle simple conversations. You can talk about your daily life. You can express ideas with more confidence. Your fear will be much lower. If you are already at B1 level and you follow this method consistently, you can move to B2 level in about 3 to 5 months. At B2, your speaking becomes more natural. You can express opinions. You can understand normal conversations. You can respond without long pauses. These time frames are not magic. They depend on your consistency, your focus, and your effort. But they are realistic when you use the right method. The biggest difference is not time, it is direction. Many learners spend years with the wrong method. You are now moving forward with the right one. There is one more thing you must understand deeply. Progress will not always feel exciting. Some days you will feel strong. Some days you will feel slow. Some days you will feel confident. Some days you will feel tired. This is normal. A baby also has good days and bad days. But the baby continues. That is why the baby improves. You must do the same. Do not depend on motivation. Depend on your system. Now let us talk about identity. This is very powerful. When you follow this method, you are not just learning English. You are becoming a person who uses English. This is a big shift. Instead of saying, I am trying to learn English, you begin to feel, I am using English in my life. This change builds confidence from inside. You stop feeling like a student who is always preparing. You start feeling like a speaker who is always practicing. Remember this clearly. You are not late. You are not behind. You are not starting from zero. You already have knowledge. You already have experience. You already have awareness. The only thing that was missing was the right system. Now you have it. So what happens next depends on you. You can watch this video, feel motivated, and then go back to old habits. Or you can take this system seriously and use it daily. If you choose action, your English will change. Not in one day, not in one week, but step by step your understanding will grow. Your speaking will become easier. Your fear will become smaller. Your confidence will become stronger. Now I want you to make a decision, not a big promise, just a simple decision. For the next 30 days, follow this system. 10 minutes listening, 5 minutes speaking, 5 minutes thinking. Every day. No excuses, no perfection, just consistency. If you do this, something powerful will happen. After a few days, English will feel less heavy. After a few weeks, speaking will feel easier. After 1 month, you will see a clear difference in yourself. And after a few months, you may not recognize the old version of yourself who was afraid to speak. This is your starting point, not the beginning of learning English, but the beginning of learning it the right way. And if you stay consistent, this simple system will take you further than any complicated method ever could. Your journey is not about being perfect. Your journey is about being active. Keep listening. Keep speaking. Keep thinking. Keep repeating. Keep going. Because the speaker you want to become is already inside you. You just need to bring that voice out. Now you understand something most learners never realize. You don't need more grammar. You don't need more fear. You need the right method, used every day. If you follow these lessons, even for a few minutes daily, your English will start changing in a real and natural way. You will speak more. You will think faster. You will feel confident. This is your turning point, but only if you take action. Subscribe, stay consistent, and trust the process. Thanks for watching this video. Bye-bye. I will see you soon in the next video.